So when a country wants to spark inflation, its central bank lowers short-term interest rates, the amount it costs to borrow money overnight or for a few days or a few months. This makes it cheap for people and companies to get regular loans so they can spend money or invest. And as people buy stuff, cars, houses, they make things, they build businesses, all that activity drives up prices. That's inflation. The problem in Japan in 2013 was that its short-term interest rate had already been at or close to 0% for years. So they had to figure out what other tools they could use to make prices grow.
And at that time, they were pioneers in tackling this issue. But now this is a concern in a lot of countries because interest rates are at or really close to historical lows in Europe and in the United States.
The head of Japan's central bank, known as the Bank of Japan or BOJ, Haruhiko Kuroda, he was the pioneer. I sometimes think of him as like the cowboy of monetary policy.
Oh, I love this. Like the John Wayne of trying to shoot the deflationary spiral.
Yeah, exactly. So when he took over the BOJ, he had this radical plan to try and spark inflation. Kuroda believed the key to getting prices to rise was as psychological as it was economic.
Right, this idea that people have to believe the prices will go up. So Kuroda starts telling the public, we are going to do whatever it takes to generate 2% inflation, and we are going to do this in about 2 years. And this was phase one of his plan. Short-term interest rates might already be at 0, but the central bank had this other powerful tool at its disposal. They could buy stuff.
Maybe not really fun stuff like cool cars or trips to Hawaii, but things banks sell. Bonds, stocks, real estate.
Hashtag Team Tinfoil Hat Ogre. Amanda says, lol. Steven says, I am leaving in like 10. Amanda says, ugh, I think I'm gonna leave too, so much rain. Kevin says, all the rain from Iowa finally made it to NJ, huh? Do you wanna...
When central banks buy stuff, it pumps more money into the economy and it helps get it going.
Now the BOJ flooded the Japanese system with money. They bought so many bonds and stocks and real estate funds, they ended up buying way more stuff in Japan than the United States Federal Reserve ever did.
I spoke to Heather Montgomery. She's an economics professor at the International Christian University in Tokyo. She said Kuroda really did change things up.
He believed that monetary policy could achieve inflation and growth. He clearly messaged it very differently and gave it in a package that I think was a lot easier for the public to understand, and we have to recognize that the scale of the purchases was a lot bigger.
It turned out that this plan, raising expectations, buying all the stuff, it was not enough. So the Bank of Japan had to add something new for phase 2. Interest rates are already at 0. So Japan said, we will go negative.
So most normal banks, like you